boys and girls, the wait is over. Key to Math's online program is here. Master the skills of multiplication in just 2 days from the comfort of your own home. With coaching videos and practice assessments, all in simple and basic English. This fun program will be the spark of your journey into the Key to Math's Hall of Fame. Subscribe now for a 14-day online program for only 179 ringgit. www.mykeytomaths.com.
So, very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining this session. And we are here to talk about the role of maths, or rather how maths can be made more fun. And Freda has chosen this excellent, wonderful topic, which says that your child is born a genius. All right, so I think we all know each and every of our kids, have got their own level of ingenuity in different fields, and Freda is here to polish them in maths. Freda and Selvy, she has perfected the art of teaching maths in a very wonderful way. All right, so as I was saying, STEM education is very, very important, if not critical. Right, so we have given a lot of talks, we're doing a lot of programs to emphasize the importance of STEM education, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths. Right, so the M is for maths. Right, now one of the things that I wanted to highlight, where we stand globally, in terms of our ranking. I think I did mention to Freda, and Freda also has attended a lot of programs. Not only attended, she's participated and given her inputs as well as to where we stand. All right, so there's a lot of issues at schools and all that. As such, there's an organization or a study which is called PISA. I think many of you may know, right? PISA. Let me quickly just read out some. I thought this will give us a very interesting background before we dive into the depth of how and why maths is very important and how we can make it easier. I thought this would be very, very relevant and important. So PISA ranking, PISA stands for the Program for International Students Assessment. Okay, this is a nationwide study of 78 countries, right? And these are for children age 15, specifically for children age 15. So 15, so there are those who are in Form 3 given this test to see where we rank. Now, it's very sad to know worldwide we rank below the average. Okay, our ranking is in terms of number of countries. You'll be very shocked to note that we are 48 out of the 78 countries. So this is very disappointing, for a small country of ours, like ours, we should be able to, and even, be performing much better in math, but unfortunately, we are not. All right, so that is to give you a perspective as to where we are globally. All right, let's not go into the details as to where we are, locally. I think we know it's quite a very unpleasant thing to talk about, but importantly, we have got some very interesting solutions, and that's what I think I would really like to highlight, that Selvy has actually come up, Freda has come up. She is the founder of this method called Key to Maths, and she's going to share with us, all right? Yes. Now, the first question that I like to pose to, and this is for Freda, all right? So Freda, why do you think multiplication is important and to memorize at an early stage?
Okay.
Would you like to share your thoughts on this?
Yes, sure. Okay, so memorizing multiplication at an early age is definitely very important for children so that they will not be left behind in maths. Those who have not memorized multiplication, okay, may form an indelible impression that maths is difficult at an early age itself. They may eventually start to dislike maths, and if it persists, it will become more visible at secondary school. So memorizing multiplication will enable children to cope and understand many other chapters after multiplication with much ease. For example, you have division, fraction, decimal, percentages, and etc. Mr. Ramesh.
Okay, yeah, wonderful. I think that's basically, what I have observed as well. And so it's quite a pity that sometimes we see kids in standard 6 or even in Form 1 still struggling with, multiplication. So, so I can imagine if they can't even, understand or comprehend or do simple, what do you call multiplications, how are they going to cope up with the more advanced part of maths, as you mentioned? So it's a foundation. All right, that's a very uh, good way of highlighting the importance. And so I suppose, I mean, it's very noble of you to have come up with this wonderful way of teaching. So maybe our audience would like to know how and why did you create this program?
Okay, so it was painfully difficult and sad to watch children taking months or years to learn multiplication. It need not be necessarily so. Uh, and then they will find it so tough to remember wire rote learning and connecting these numbers to the tables. I chanced upon an opportunity to learn picture association during a coaching seminar which I attended with my daughter. I then figured out, okay, we can put pictures and numbers, and then let's just start with connecting with interesting stories. Then have some song patterns, and finally strengthening these tables with finger reinforcement techniques. Okay, to the delight of parents, children, and teachers, we have revolutionized. Okay, I will repeat, we have revolutionized an innovative tool for teaching multiplication in just 14 days instead of months or years.
Wow, that's so wonderful. I really like the idea of it having developed through learning by association with pictures and all. Yeah, so I think it's very interactive in that sense. Yes,
It is.
yes.
It is
All right.
very engaging. I mean,
Yeah.
later after all those questions that you want to ask Sylvie and I, there are some very happy parents with among us. They will share their
Oh, yeah.
testimonies about their children.
Yeah, wonderful. Because I also wanted to find out what are the feedbacks, if you have any feedbacks from parents. So perhaps at the end of the session, we can share any of the feedback that we've got. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So parents who have got questions, please note you can also chip in your questions. Maybe once I quickly run through all these. So we'll come to the Q&A sessions. I've got another question here. And this is more as to, who should, what are the age groups? So my question would be, who should attend, who should the child learn multiplication from? Perhaps Sylvie would like to try to give some thoughts on this.
Yes, sure, Ramesh. So we strongly believe that parents, being the child's educator, should champion the learning of multiplication. You see, parents these days, they send their children to enrichment centers at a very young age so that they are able to learn alphabets. So that when they go to primary school, they already know how to read. So they can show the same exposure to numeracy. That's what we are trying to say. So why not ease the child's burden by exposing them to giving them this key to maths multiplication breakthrough? Because this fun and easy way of learning multiplication will help them tackle math subjects easier. So then what maths teachers can do, they can effortlessly, they can just move on to various topics in maths, like what Freda said, division, percentage, decimal, and so on. They can effortlessly teach the children because they have already mastered multiplication. So as parents, I think they should give the opportunity of this key to maths breakthrough for their children.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, so I can see there's a lot of effort and time that is required, to actually prepare and to coach the kids in 14 days, right? So, of course, with all such good programs, it should come with some kind of a fees, right? So, I mean, to pay for the materials and the time that you both are going to spend in giving these lessons. I believe it is now you've got a very, very special rate, much lower than what it was introduced first. Perhaps, Selvi, you would like to share on the rates that you have, and to justify how these rates can actually help kids memorize multiplication via rote learning at home.
Yes. Yeah, people may ask, why pay 179 or any sum of money to learn multiplication? They can do it at home. But
Right.
it's quite evident by what you said, PISA, and even when we've done so many school assessments. So it's quite evident that children are not doing it at home, or unable, because they're so distracted by gadgets and social media and all that. Uh, they find rote learning very boring. It's very tiresome. It is kind of boring. I mean, maybe in our days it was all right. Didn't have any other
Distraction.
alternative, right? so
Yes.
so now, because they are attracted to a different form of way of learning, so we have come up with this animated version, with stories, patterns, logical thinking, and because there are the practice segments are like games, so it is more fun learning. And with this technology, like this pedagogy of this 14 days, instead of taking months and years, in 14 days all you have to pay is 179. I think it's a value added program. Previously, it was a 2 days program for 300 ringgit. So now it's only 179 for 14 days. And your child gets to learn master his multiplication in 14 days. And if you take that 179 and if you divide it in 14 days, you're approximately only paying 13 ringgit a day for a lifetime skill. This lifetime skill, you use it for your studies, and it's for studies and for your life skills. You need multiplication. Even to
Yeah.
buy 10 ice creams, you will need to calculate. So it's so important, and you just have to pay 179,
Yeah.
and your
That's
child doesn't have to go through undue stress for months and years. It
correct.
just takes 14 days. I think it's really value added.
Yeah, certainly believe it is a fantastic rate, when you divide it by 14 days, it's only 13 ringgit, for a lifetime skill. Yeah, another
Exactly.
point that I see here, it is not just the skill, but it's also the confidence.
Yes,
Imagine, once a kid is so very, able to do
correct.
this multiplication, easily he will stand out because he doesn't have the fear of being called upon to do the maths in front and then feel that he can't do, so it's going to be very, very difficult, stressful, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So this price comes with, the confidence that a kid would have, even I think there are kids as young as 7 years who are able to learn this. So it's fantastic. I must congratulate you and Freda for actually coming up with this program. And I believe that this rate is just during this pandemic period. Yeah. So perhaps those who are looking for good rates, maybe they should look into how to grab this opportunity, which may not be there for long. Yeah. Okay. Now I have one more question for Frida, as to who should attend Key to Maths program. I think to the ages. Is there any preferred age or that you would like to, highlight here, Frida?
Okay. Children as young as 7 to 14-year-olds should join in the program. Here we see two little ones. We have Adam and we also have Sashwi. They're all, both of them are 7-year-olds, and they did this in 14 days. Sashwin, by the way, he's only 7. He's on his own. He's discovering table 13. So He's going on and on. He's not stopping. Okay. So children aged between 7 to 14-year-olds, they'll be a good candidate for this. Beginners at multiplication. What do you call, some kindergartens, I'm made to aware that they are starting as young as 5. So, if the child is confident and the parents, okay, let's give it a go by all means. In our Hall of Fame today, I mean, in our outstanding students, we have a 6-year-old boy who's already done his multiplication. So there's no limit. Okay, so and then comes children who've been struggling in
Yeah.
multiplication for months or years. And those, okay, some of us, okay, you have children who want to increase their speed in sequential, reverse, and random multiplication. So Key to Math's innovative coaching pedagogy reduces your child's anxieties, limiting beliefs, and frustration in learning multiplication. Our online coaching emphasizes fun learning. Again, what we really want parents to do is, throw in the fun element to them, hence giving them a head start in school.
Wonderful. Yeah, I like the point that you mentioned about fun learning, because at our STEM for All makerspace, we notice that kids learn very, very well when there is interaction, and what we call this experiential learning, you know. So they experience something and they remember better, right? When they do a project, when they are able to solve a problem, when they are able to fabricate something, so that will be something that they remember very well. So I think what you're doing is very much in line with the objectives of promoting experiential learning. Yeah, so that's wonderful. I think parents would have this question, Freda. They will think that, probably they will ask this question, will my child be able to remember multiplication after 14 days, especially if
Okay.
it's an online,
Okay.
So that's probably something that most parents would like to know.
It's a very good question. Yes, of course. If they continue to practice on a daily basis, the printable worksheet that we have in the online program, do that. Okay, they must practice as many times as they can, even after the 14 days, so that it will be in their memory bank. And this is the only way to sharpen their skills. So practice and practice and practice until your child is happy with his or her accuracy and speed. So don't
Excellent.
stop. After
Mm.
14 days, continue. Have
So it's
fun.
practice, back to practice, yeah?
Yeah.
Good, good. And I
Mr.
suppose,
Ramesh, before the next question, I also want to acknowledge a very dear person, Dr. Satya. She was very instrumental to Selvi and I. She's the one who took us, who bravely took us to universities, took us to competitions, and she just felt that this is going to turn the kids around. So Dr. Satya
wonderful.
is with us. Thank you, Dr. Satya.
All right. Hi, Dr. Satya. Good to see you on board.
Yeah, hello,
Hi, Satya.
Frida,
To Satya.
and
Yeah,
Mr. Ramesh and Selvi. Yeah,
yeah,
good to see many parents. Yeah,
Uh,
the tough journey or the challenges, that the obstacles. Of course, Selvi and Frida, they have gone through the Ministry of Education's the primary school syllabus.
right.
I feel that if at all the child, yeah, gets this multiplication at an early stage, I mean, let's say Raja Satu, or the earlier is possible, like Raja Satu, dua, all, if the child, gets it right, then he or she, yeah, will be really excel, lah. They will be a superhero, in the class, and trying to, yeah, absorb whatever the teacher is going to teach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly.
Why
Thanks
I
for
can
that
say
point.
that is that, yeah, why I can say that is that we used to sit down together and then do some programs for schools, sekolah rendah, sekolah rendah, and yeah, because sekolah menengah, I think I didn't go with them, but they did go and see, but sekolah menengah also got problem, issues.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
sekolah
that's right.
rendah, they prepared, some questions that, is from the textbook, is from the Ministry of Education syllabus. So that's where, we really see and we feel that the program will be very, very useful for, every child,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you have been a champion for this, so I think we all must thank you because you've gone
Yeah.
to school to talk about STEM, and you brought this program Key to Maths as well. I mean, highlighting how good and easy it is. So I think a lot of teachers and parents and students are very appreciative of your efforts, Dr. Satya. But we
Yes,
won't let
yes.
we
The
won't let
main
you
reason
go.
why we really encourage and support is because of the quality of the program lah.
Right,
You know?
yes.
And of
Also,
course,
I suppose
the
yes.
pandemic they had to go online, but even then, this 14 days and so on is really very, very useful for the child. Yeah.
Wonderful. So we'll definitely get back to you, Dr. Satya. I think we'll arrange for a special session whereby you can then share your thoughts and experiences with schools and universities, the relevance of STEM, and more importantly, maths. So I think we'll try
Sure.
to
Thank you
see.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try to get a special date from you for that. I've just
Sure.
got another 3 more questions to quickly go through. So then later, by another 5-10 minutes, we can
6 minutes.
ask parents also to post their questions. So this is for Selvy. Selvy, how can a parent measure the outcome of the progress of their child, in this program?
Okay, I'll talk about the outcome, how they can measure the outcome is when we have a multiplication indicator. So what a child will first do is if this is a free pre-assessment. So the child has to do the free pre-assessment for 20 minutes. And to ensure the accuracy of this test is we want to make sure that the child is not using fingers to count or add, because all we want, if you really want to know what your child knows, you shouldn't allow them to use fingers to count. We just want to know what the child knows, which multiplication, whether he knows table 2, table 5, table 10, just do whatever you know. So you're given 20 minutes and the results will be forwarded to the parents immediately. All right. Then after that, if you decide if you have 11 to 20 mistakes or more than 21 mistakes, then we believe that your child would need assistance and you can subscribe for the program. And what Phyllis said earlier, if a child is having difficulty, beginners, even if you want to improve your speed, you can do so. Then you subscribe for the program, and at the end of the 14 days duration, you sit for a post assessment, same 20 minutes, and you get to see. So if you get 90 to 100% accuracy, you get a certificate of completion. Only then you get a certificate of completion. And
Right.
not only that, we will also encourage parents, encourage children to sit for the Hall of Fame certificate. Here, this one is very special because your name will be listed in our website. Okay, so that for that one you need 100% accuracy. Only two criteria: 100% accuracy and all correct answers within 12 minutes. So then your name will be listed. So you can actually go to our website and you can see the list of names of all those kids. So that will be there forever in our website. So that's how important that is. So that's like a kind of extra confidence for the children, because once they've done this, completed, they would want to do. And for the progress, how parents can monitor the progress of the child during the program is because we have like a dashboard and there are logs for every step. So when a child is doing table 1 coaching, after that he has to do a practice test, easy, moderate, challenging. Only if you have completed all 3, you get to go to the next table 2. And then, you get to unlock the table 2. And then you move on to table 3, table 4. So the parents, they know he's not skipping table 1, he's not skipping table 2. You have to go through every table. So parents are able to monitor the progress as well.
Very well thought of. I think it is also like a bit of gamification, so they move on from one level to another. Kids definitely would like this kind of a thing because I've noticed in some of our online programs, when there's an element of gamification, they like the challenge, so they solve this, then they move on to the next level. And they don't realize they're actually being assessed that way as well. So good that you have this, you've highlighted how it's being assessed. I think in short, so it's like before and after. So through the assessment, pre-assessment, then you have the post-assessment. And I understand that this pre-assessment is also available for schools should they want to test their kids. Yeah. So it's I think something that very well thought of to have this pre-assessment test, which then parents and kids can also know where the kids stand. Yeah, I have one more question for Freda. And which are the learning institutions that Key to Match will be able to collaborate with? Is there any specific schools or institutions that you really like to reach out to?
Yeah. So we would love to collaborate with national schools, private schools, international, home schools, tough fees, boarding schools, vernacular schools, enrichment centers, tuition centers, STEM centers, Mr. Ramesh,
Great.
home tuition, and etc. Also note that we have been issued a permission letter from MOE under the purview of Bahagian Sektor Sekolah, formerly known as BPSH, Bahagian Pengurusan Sekolah Harian, to conduct free pre-assessment tests for schools from standard 1 to standard 6. So parents, if you are a parent, teacher or principal attending tonight's webinar, please be informed that we can conduct these assessments at your schools. Okay, and we do not charge for this free pre-assessment. And what we will then do is we will compile the whole data and we will revert this to the principals concerned.
Wonderful. So related to that, is this program will not be suitable for any?
Okay, sadly, this program will not be suitable for special needs children. For example, if the child is autistic or, she's suffering from dyslexia or short-term memory, then this will not be suitable. And we must also understand that this is an intensive program that will require minimum daily routine, and that must be done by the child. So Sylvie and I, we are not trained to coach special needs children, and our online coaching program does not support this.
Fair enough. I think it's a very good explanation. So at least, you have mentioned, because to reach out to special need kids, there is special coaching and methods. Yeah. I think it's good that you have also mentioned this so that parents will also understand that there's a lot of intensive attention needed, in order to do well in this program. All right, I've got one last question, and this is for Sylvie, because I noticed that, in the Key to Math, it's written as copyrighted program. Perhaps, Sylvie, you'd like to explain as to what you mean by copyrighted program.
Yes. So our Key to Maths program is exclusively designed for children. Okay, and this is like a fun way of learning through our paid program. The whole program is a paid program exclusively for children. So therefore, it is not to be used by teachers or tutors. It's not for them to store it and teach in schools. It is directly to be forwarded to kids, purchased by children, not by teachers, to teach them in our method. So that is why in case enrichment centers or tutors, if they coach their students based on our program, then this will be a breach of the copyright itself, and that would lead to legal implications.
Okay, right. So in this case, it's quite exclusively because it is designed and it has been created by Freda, and of course, then you work as a team. All right, that's very good. So that means it has got intellectual property rights protection through copywriting because intellectual property works for exclusive program. All right, so I think this is very good way to start our conversation today. Very good answers that both of you have given, and I think parents will be quite enlightened. But let's also hear from them. So we have got about, I
Mesh,
think,
be-
yep.
before we go into the questions, can we show some videos?
Oh yeah. So I had one question just now as to the feedback from parents. So perhaps we can show something of of the parents showing how effective or any good
Okay,
reviews.
before we show parents how effective, I think Mr. Louis, he wants to show the testimonial videos. Then we will come back to this question, Mr. Ramesh.
All right, yes, because I think there's also a question from a parent as to say, could you screen share a sample of what the kids would learn? All right, maybe the video would also capture this. Yeah, this is from Mr. Rao.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Shashwin Sedu Tanimale. I'm 7 years old. I joined a program called Key to Maths. I love it because it teaches multiplication using fun stories. Before Key to Maths, I don't know how to do it. Right now, I know how to do table 1 to table 12. In 5 minutes, I use a prize. You can check out my name in Hall of Fame. I'll tell you the 3 times table. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36. Bye for now.
I feel blessed because I can learn multiplication very fast in just 2 days.
Not so convinced in the first place, but after 2 days, it is really impressive.
Key to Maths is a magic show for me where I sent them with zero knowledge and they came back to me with this kind of result.
Frankly speaking, I feel that this Key to Maths program is very amazing and it's good for parents to consider to invest into this program for their children. It helps a lot in terms of boosting their self-esteem.
Hi, my name is Mashta and this is my son.
Adam Harris.
Alright, and we are here just to share our thoughts about this Key to Maths program. So basically, my son is in Standard 1. He's one of the batch that was greatly affected due to the pandemic. And to get him into this challenge or this program is also a big challenge for me because I basically need to be with him to coach him at the same time. But it was a nice program because I find that he likes it because there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of song associated with numbers. So what do you think about this, Adam?
It's fun and easy.
Alright, so before this Key to Maths program, I would say his knowledge or his exposure towards multiplication is 0. I'm happy that he could cope up with the program. Within just 14 days, he could go through from table 1 until table 12. So as a parent, of course, I'm very happy with his achievement. Thank you, Key to Maths, for having such a wonderful program.
Nice to see parents appreciating what their kids have learned within 14 days. Wonderful.
Mr. Ramesh, there are also parents who are here. I think they're very happy to share how this program has helped their kids. Puan Mashita, she was with us in the last webinar. Puan Mashita, your thoughts? Puan Mashita, you've gone famous with our video.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, so he was shy when you played the video just now. Actually, it's easy because you relate the story with numbers.
Yes.
So unlike like normal lecture or normal classes, you just simply ask the students to, okay, this is number 1, you have to memorize this until number 12. But this time around, you associate numbers with, I even remember the numbers with the character because basically I have to be with him.
Yep.
But yeah, because I missed like a few days, so I just let him watch on his own. Yeah, but he can grab the knowledge by himself. It's just that, of course, Asian parents, we tend to be there with our children, throughout the sessions. But yeah, thank you so much.
Most welcome, Puan Mashita. Then we have Miss Trish. I think, Trish, your thoughts, Trish? And I think the son will also say something.
I'll let him say a few words.
Okay, okay.
Go ahead, Grisha.
I find KetoMax is a fun program. It's stress-free and you can just learn it from your fingers. You can do it during your shower, before bedtime.
Whoa.
During shower.
Okay, during shower. Okay, we must write that also. During shower also can.
I don't want to stop. He keeps going on, and I have to say, like, you need a break. He said, no, it's so much of fun. It's worth to go for. I could see the difference, the interest, and he's now communicating, interacting with his class maths teacher, and he could answer the questions fast, and that will help him during his exam time.
Yeah.
So in a way, it benefits him as well, which is.
So that's what I observe, it gives them the confidence,
Yes.
Assuming that, they were not too good, they will shy away from wanting to answer, the
Yes.
fact that they don't want to be seen to make mistakes.
Yeah, I could
So
see
this
that.
is
Last year, he was pretty preserved, not engaging. And this year, during his lessons, especially for maths, I wanted to see any difference. And yes, he was answering, and he was like, the teacher said, like, okay, can you give others a chance to answer? It's easy. I'm like, yeah, just because you know the method now, the right method, and easy peasy lemon squeezing.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you for
wonderful.
sharing. And then we have Miss Priya, and then we'll hear from Shashwin. Miss Priya.
Hello, my name is Shashwin. I'm 7 years old. I like KetoMax because it's best and great.
Are we doing another video, Shashwin?
Did you say why you like KetoMax?
Because it's best and great. It teaches multiplication. It's so easy. Using stories.
Hey, Mom, what are your thoughts, Mom?
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Actually, it's just 7 years old. So first I thought whether to join this program or not because it's too young. So then after joining the program, he's very interested because it teaches multiplication using stories. He loves stories actually. So he got more interested in learning multiplication, and he finished the multiplication within 12 minutes. The whole of it. So it gives him some confidence that he can do the multiplication. Well, now if I give any multiplication related sums like that, now he can able to do now.
So it's a very important stepping stone because it's just the foundation. So he gets it right. I mean, imagine he can do his 12 times table, and so he will know he can solve any others. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Do we have any questions that we?
Any
Why
other
don't
parents?
I get to see all of you, so that we can discuss this?
And what about Mr. Rao, who had given the question? Would he like to?
Which one? What's the question?
Yeah, somebody who asked the question earlier.
Could you screen share a sample of what the kids would learn for us to get a rough picture? Okay, so okay, we will share. Okay, we are not going to share this now, but I hope you can leave your number behind. We will get in touch with you, and all those who have attended, please leave your number so that if you need to see how this works and all, we will explain. uh, Louis, what about the advertisement with the first advertisement that you did? Can you show that?
Every child's future starts with a dream. But a setback in numeracy, especially multiplication, creates a decrease in confidence, logical thinking, and brain capacity. Key to Maths is an online multiplication program that gives each child the breakthrough they deserve to become our future astronauts, scientists, engineers, and even bakers. Each child will be given the utmost care and attention in achieving success through our fun and easy program. Together, we can contribute to bring out the full potential in every child. Join us now, and together we'll create the spark for a fun and brighter future for children globally.
I can learn multiplication very, very, very fast in just 2 days.
After 2 days, it is really impressive.
Key to Maths like is a magic show for me.
A very nice preview of what we have.
Okay, so one other parent, she asked if she can enroll her son on Saturday. By all means, please do. Because they're going to learn a very different way, a different way of doing multiplication. Sometimes we're already like, hi, yo, what else? How else can I teach this child? So, don't, okay, so we are not used to this kind of learning. But when the child, it's all animated, that means it's all cartoon. So they will love how it is being taught to them. They will find it so funny. And more than that, we also have printable worksheet. Okay, as you see the screen, you can actually start writing your answers. Okay, then you have practice segments, where you from easy, moderate, challenging. So we very much, okay, it's been a journey. It's been not a very easy journey, of course, with the help of my chairman, Dato Bashir. He helped me dearly. Okay, this man, I will never ever forget him. Dr. Satya, Selvi, Mr. Ramesh is always, he's always supporting, anytime. He will say, okay, come forward, Freda, come, share your thoughts, teach something pertaining to maths. So in our early days, a lot of teachers, a lot of schools, they actually thought we had a hole in our head. Children are taking months or years, and then you bravely you go there and you're telling them, you can do it in 2 days. So they couldn't fathom that. So that itself was like, it's like a barrier. So we had to really break through, and this is the one and only program that we concentrated. So our heart and soul is very much inside this. 7.5 years of hard work, okay, and we learn this from children. Okay, when they are feeling, there is a doubt in a child, okay, pertaining to this factor, then Sylvie and I are already cracking our head. Okay, why didn't the child get this? So we put a lot of thought. It is not just like, out of thin air, okay, we are deciding something. No, we are learning. Actually, we learn a lot from children, a lot. And our program is very much, actually, it was brought to life because of the thousands of parents who supported us. And today, what a testimony it is. You know, we are not selling a program, okay, never mind, give a 70% success rate will be good. We are also challenging students. If you give us 100%, okay, 100%, you get all correct, okay, and you do it in less than 12 minutes, you have something to look for, and your name will be among all the outstanding students, and that will be there in our website. So you know how amazing, it's for the children. Okay, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on this. Gurjut, for example, I think they just purchased 3 or 4 days ago. In a day or two, he's completed the whole tables. The father is asking him, okay, stop, you're too long on online, stop. He's continuing. So this is what it will do. Of course, we have to be serious in what we are doing. It's not a playful thing, okay? So if you, there are guidelines for you, okay, every day, how many tables to do? Just do the minimal and you are good to go. Like Shashwin. Shashwin took 4 days and he's only standard one. He barely knew any tables. He's only in standard one. He's not the only success story here. If we just talk to another parent, they will also share their love for this. So like Shashwin, it only took him 4 days to learn his sequential multiplication. Why? Because he was so interested um, in the stories. And not only that, I'm going to repeat. He's now discovering how to now do 13 times table. So this is a 7-year-old. So let's not limit the potential of child. And today our flyer, your child is born genius, okay? Somewhere along the line somebody is saying something hurtful, the child is drawing, it's going back. No, we have to go much forward. And in our coaching videos, we are always drumming, we have injected positivity. I'm the best. Okay, coming to that, there was a girl, they will call me, okay? Everything that comes out of the mouth is, I can't do, so we have to break that pattern. She knows her multiplication, but this is a very natural thing that's coming out of her mouth. So that was like a journey, 30 minutes. We didn't do multiplication, but we are changing her mindset. So now, because she's saying that she's the best and she's positive, she's intelligent and all that, she cleared her multiplication. So not only we are teaching multiplication, we are telling your child that they are the best. And we're not saying it in a wrong way. I'm telling you, your children are your gift and they are genius. I mean, how can a child suddenly, they can do it in 14 days? They have it. It's just that we are providing a very innovative tool for them, and they are just acing it.
I think that's a very good way of summing it up. So I can see the passion in it, passion in you, Freda. So I think you are really able to bring out the genius in most of the kids or all of the kids that you have coached. So I must congratulate you so much for having persevered over the years, So all credit goes to you, Freda. We are all just,
all of you were instrumental. I mean, we couldn't not have done it if not, so many people, if I always believe this, we had so much of trouble, okay? But what will not stop Sylvie and I is like when we turn around the child. There was a child who told me, okay, personally, she came up to me and she said, I thank you for helping a child like me. Do you know, I actually sat down and I literally cried. Like, then it gives me that, wow, okay, we are doing it right. So when you're doing it right, the universe will just bring the right people. I don't even know who's this Dr. Satya. For the life of me, I don't even know this woman. And she tells me, okay, come to the university. And here we are like in a small center in Bandasri Damansara, and she's asking us to leap before we can even breathe. She's asking us take a leap of faith. So many angels in our life, and today we are marching forward. And this is not just a program, this is a breakthrough for your children.
Thanks for that. I think, yes, we need to thank everybody, who have supported your program too. Now, perhaps before I just end, maybe I would like to ask Sylvie if there is anything she would like to say to conclude this session.
I think Phyllis has pretty much actually given everything. It is true that, because the passion she puts in, I'm talking about Phyllis because I know she's so passionate about the program itself, and she goes all out to coach each child. Even with this online program, she still, she's hands-on with the child because she wants to make sure the child actually gets it. And it's true, we do improvise. We did a lot of improvisation with whatever the children, along in all these years. When we teach them, we find out what a child does get or doesn't get, and then we improvise, and then we think about new ideas, and changing the whole thing to online. We wanted to make sure the animated version also follows all the technology that we had used earlier. So a lot of work has been put in, and of course with Freda's, she's amazing in that sense. She knows how to handle children, so she makes sure with all these worksheets also, because even the face-to-face program, there was always worksheets. We make them practice, practice, practice. So we to make sure that that continues, the practice worksheets were added on to the program, more value added to the program itself. So, nothing is different except that, it's now all animated. Otherwise, whatever pedagogy was used in all these years, everything is here in animated. Maybe it's more fun now because of the characters. That's all. But otherwise, everything is the same.
Yeah, great. It's a wonderful teamwork that you have. I think you've brought in so much of excitement, to learning with fun, with so much of thought-provoking ideas that you have already put into the program. Freda, before I say my last piece of words, is there anything you would like to mention to your audience?
Me, Mr. Ramesh?
Yes, anything you'd like to mention?
We thank you for taking the time today to be with us. We really appreciate. Please don't just keep it to yourself. Share this, because another child is going to turn around, and you know what? Whatever you give, okay, the good that you give, it will come back in manifold. So let's always be selfless, as I give, as I share, especially during pandemic. How many children are going backwards. Like Pon Mashita, she said very aptly, during her video, she said, her son is learning through this pandemic. Classes, are at a standstill, but somehow or other, as mothers, as fathers, we have to move along with this journey. However difficult, we have to do it. And so my hope is, let's share. Don't just share with one other person, share with 10. another 10 students are turning around because of you.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very nice piece of message. I think sharing what you have will really bring a lot of benefit. I've seen that for myself doing the STEM programs, that kids are struggling, and I think if more of us are able to share what we do, there'll be more kids who will really benefit from this program. Yeah, so I think in conclusion, firstly, I would like to thank all of you for joining and for the questions you have posed, and for paying so much of attention to this wonderful program brought by talked about by both Selvy and Freda. I think on behalf of STEM for All Makerspace, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to moderate this session. And I can tell you that this is just the beginning. We had some discussions, Freda, that we will bring more people to begin with, Dr. Satya, also to talk about the importance of STEM, but more specifically how maths can also be brought, so that parents who are new to this program, they can see the relevance, and perhaps you can also share some of your thoughts on the methods that you have developed.
Sure.
All right. So what I want to let parents know, please stay tuned. There'll be more such programs and opportunities for you to bring others to join. That's number one.
Thank you, Mr. Luis and Mr. Ramesh, for organizing this and for Selvy and I.
Yes,
it's such a pleasure working with both of you.
Wonderful. I also got one more announcement. I think I want to let kids. I see a lot of young kids who are very anxious to participate. They've already mastered your program. They are excellent in their multiplications, and they're looking into the 13 times table. So for them, I think we will be rolling out a series of challenges, competitions with maybe some prizes and incentives. Yeah. So the moment that competition is ready, we will roll it out through our various platforms. So please do stay in touch, and we would like to invite your kids to also participate in some of these competitions that we will be launching soon, right? So with that, thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. I shall pass it back to our host, Luis, for creating this platform and also for helping to organize this webinar today. Back to you, Luis.
Thank you, Ramesh. That was really good. With that, I really want to thank everybody for coming. It's been really great. We're going to have another session soon, okay, with Dr.
Dr. Satya.
Yeah, Dr. Satya soon, and please stay tuned. We've got some of your phone numbers. Those who are interested, we will give you a call soon.
Please share your number. We will definitely call you.
And that's it for now. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.
Thank you, and good night, everybody.
Thank you, Freda and Selvy.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care.
Hey boys and girls, the wait is over. Key to Maths online program is here. Master the skills of multiplication in just 2 days from the comfort of your own home. With coaching videos and practice assessments, all in simple and basic English. This fun program will be the spark of your journey into the Key to Maths Hall of Fame. Subscribe now for a 14-day online program for only 179 ringgit. www.mykeytomaths.com